Hi, I've decided to do my bathroom. I've got about 10 days before I have to go back to work, so trying to do some work now.
So this is my current bathroom. Not pretty, old, badly done, not very well looked after over the years either, I don't think. And it all needs to be updated, but I'm doing it on a very tight budget and in a very tight time scale.
That is the current sink setup, which is absolutely useless. The taps won't switch off properly. You can see there, and there's a dirty great crack in it, which is not ideal. And then of course there's the ceiling. So there's a lot to be done. Oh, and a new bath panel needed. And my cat wants to explore the gap under the bath. And I'm making my own sink unit. In England, we don't tend to do vanity units very much. And if we do, they're ridiculously cheap, but expensive to buy. £50 is not a massive amount of money, but the unit was like cardboard. It was absolutely rubbish, so there was no way I was going to buy that. And I have a beautiful solid oak console table, which I got second hand for £20. So I'm sanding it all off, and I'll treat the oak so that it can withstand the water on the top, and then I'll paint the rest. And it will just look really lovely with a little basin on top of it, rather than a recessed sink. I'm hoping that will all look good. And then I'll put a stain block on the ceiling, anti-mildew, and then the stain block, and then paint the walls and generally make it look much prettier. And I'll get rid of that too, because I don't like it. Yeah. So it's all going to be much nicer, but it's going to take a while. So it'll probably be more than one video. This area here had the most disgusting bit of wood in it. I'll show you. Just look at that. Totally rotten. Kind of a gym crack job as well, because it's literally two bits, one stuck on top of the other. Not very well done. So I've made a new one, and it's a nice bright shiny new one. So I'm going to fit that in a second.
Next it was on to cleaning up the edge of the floor. This is where the bath panel had met the floor, and it was disgusting. But we couldn't afford to replace the floor at the moment, so we were going to have to do a proper clean-up job, which meant scraping off a lot of muck and a lot of sealant. Once the floor was done, it was time to start cleaning up the grout and the tiles. This is the old console table that I got second-hand for £20, and I wanted to make sure it would actually fit in the space. So I lifted it in to see whether it matched up to the size. It measured okay, but there was a little bit on the floor that was catching it near the skirting board, so it needed to be trimmed back. After a lot of effort and a lot of hammering, I finally managed to get that piece out.
I think I hammered my hand.
The thing is, I can't understand the fact that there's a massive gap under there.
Yeah.
Of the back pieces compared with the front pieces.
Yeah.
And yet there's a massive overhang under the back.
I know. They could have pushed it right up and left only a few mil back, but no. They've done a gym crack job on the whole bloody thing. Honestly, I'd be happier if we could just take up the entire floor and redo. It's things like this though. There is no reason for this towel rail to be here. You move it 1 inch to the right and the door won't bang it. So why is it there? 1 bloody inch. It's not even heated, there's nothing to it. It's crazy.
Right, so now my rant's over. It's time to see if what will be the washstand will finally fit perfectly in the space. And it does. So next it's on to painting the washstand. And yes, I know I'm painting solid oak, but it will look so much nicer if the bottom half is actually painted to match the walls, and then the top half will be that beautiful, lovely oak top. Once the first coat was dry, I denibbed it with 220 grit sandpaper and then gave it a second coat. Once the second coat was dry and it was all sealed, I then put the stand into place. So this is the bathroom before the washstand got put into place, and this is it afterwards. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to come back for part 2. Bye.